What is going on? Welcome back to Dad Bod Workouts. My name's Travis, and what we're going to be going through this week, episode number 3, is what I do for my meal preps. So we're going to jump right into it. Get excited. Remember, we are always about safety on this show, so it's really important to sterilize all of your equipment as well as the proteins and meats that you'll be using. So what I like to do is drench it all in a little bit of Clorox bleach.
Nope.
Why?
That's toxic. You can't do that.
Hot water and soap should suffice for sterilization of your kitchen utensils. Obviously, we're going to be slicing and dicing things up as we meal prep, so I decided to bring out this bad boy because when it comes to knives, size does matter.
I don't think I trust you with that big of a knife.
This will be the knife that I'm required to use. It's more about how you use it anyway, not necessarily the size, so we'll use that one. When you're eating, it's really about how much energy you have, because remember, eating is like fuel for your body, like gasoline is to automobiles. My eating windows might seem a little bit unorthodox to you guys because what I do is considered intermittent fasting. You've probably never heard of it. Nobody ever talks about that. And what that means is I typically won't eat until around 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. And then I'll literally go a few hours and won't eat again until almost noon to 1-ish. And then I literally will not eat again for the rest of the day until 6 to 8-ish. So in between those windows, I'm intermittently fasting. So really, if we're thinking of food as fuel, it's really about how much sugar's in the food. Am I right? Because sugar gives us energy. So what I typically start my day with is none other than some Chips Ahoy s'mores, because the amount of sugar in this puppy is ridiculous. So sugar equals fuel equals energy. It's really just science. After I finish the s'mores Chips Ahoy, about a half dozen, maybe a dozen sometimes, depending on how hungry I am, I like to follow it up with a little bit of hot fudge sundae Pop-Tarts. Not only because obviously these are ridiculously good and the serotonin levels for when I get excited about what I eat go up in your brain and there's more energy, obviously. But also, these puppies have about 4 grams of protein in each serving. So we want to keep an eye on how much protein we're bringing in, and that's almost enough for the whole day. But remember, life is about balance. And in the mornings, we need to be eating a balanced diet. And so typically, I like to get my greens in the morning as well. So after I finish my Pop-Tarts and my Chips Ahoy, I'll typically go for a whole can of corn. It's like butter. Now that breakfast is out of the way, let's get to prepping lunch and dinner. Obviously, I eat a very strict diet, as you can tell. And the best way to do that is to make sure that everything is just ready to go for you to throw into the microwave, whether it's around your fasting window of noon to 1 or 6 to 8. And typically, these are the best bet for that, so you want to have all your foods prepared, dished out, ready to go. So I actually already had a meal prepped out for this afternoon, and I'll share that with you guys right now. So typically, I'll start with a nice chobani, okay? And then check this out. So then we have a nice slice of bread for our carbohydrates. And you saw me prepping the slices of banana earlier, mixed with some greens there, some carrots. And then I always like to wash it down with, you guessed it, more sugar, because we need a little afternoon pick-me-up. So this is maple syrup, and if you just do one quick shot of that, it's basically the same as taking an espresso shot, and people do that in Europe all the time. Little trivia for you guys. What is better for you, a sweet potato or a traditional potato? Answer, sweet potato, because it is sweet and it has sugar in it, which ultimately gives you energy.
That's not why sweet potatoes are better.
You said you were not going to chime in again.
You said I could if I let you wear my apron.
Fine. Thank you guys so much for meal prepping with me, cooking some stuff up. I really appreciate it. make sure you tune in next week because I'm going to be teaching you a little bit of self-defense. All right, I'll see you guys next week. Stay tight.